It was silent. Too silent. Hundreds of faces stared at him from the audience. The bright lights burned hot against his skin. His heart pounded so loudly it drowned out everything else. His palms were slick, his throat dry. The words he had rehearsed all night, gone. Arjun froze. He was standing on stage, the final round of a national speaking competition, his dream moment. But in that instant, his mind turned blank. Every second of silence felt like failure echoing through the hall. You've been there too, haven't you? That moment when pressure builds so high your confidence starts to crack. When every eye feels like it's waiting for you to fail? Ahil's story began long before that stage. He was the kind of person who gave everything his best, the first to arrive, the last to leave. His father was a man of few words, but his expectations were heavy. "Make us proud, son," he'd say, his voice calm but firm. So Ahil worked harder. He studied late into the night, practiced speeches in front of mirrors, memorized every line. But the more he tried to be perfect, the more the pressure grew. His mother would sometimes place a gentle hand on his shoulder and whisper, "Calmness is your strength, Ahil." He'd smile politely, nod, and go right back to overthinking. He didn't realize it then. He wasn't chasing excellence anymore. He was running from fear. Days before the competition, everything began to fall apart. His laptop crashed the night before submission. His mentor told him bluntly, "You sound rehearsed, not real." Ahil's confidence shattered piece by piece. He stopped sleeping. His mind played the same thoughts over and over. What if I forget my lines? What if I fail in front of everyone? The pressure wasn't outside anymore. It was living inside him. Each breath felt heavier, each heartbeat louder. By the night before the final, he was exhausted, drained not by the competition, but by his own thoughts. That night, unable to think, Ahil wandered outside. The air was cool, the city quiet. He found himself sitting on an old park bench under a flickering streetlight. An elderly man sat nearby, feeding stray dogs pieces of bread. After a moment, the man looked at Ahil and smiled. "You look like someone carrying the world," he said softly. Ahil gave a half-hearted laugh. "It feels like it's falling apart." The old man nodded. "When the storm hits, even the strongest trees break, but the ones that bend, they survive." Ahil frowned. "How do you bend when the world expects you to stand tall?" The man chuckled. "By learning when to breathe." He closed his eyes, inhaled slowly, and said, "Calm doesn't mean you don't feel pressure. It means you don't let pressure control you." Ahil sat quietly. The wind rustled through the leaves, steady, soft, patient, and for the first time he didn't argue. He just listened. The next morning, backstage, Ahil could still feel his heart racing. He looked at the stage curtain, the lights beyond it, but something inside him had changed. He remembered the old man's words. "Breathe." He walked out, calm but alert. The same crowd, the same fear. But this time, he didn't fight it. He flowed with it. He began speaking slowly and clearly. Each word felt grounded, real. Halfway through, his mind blanked again. The old panic tried to return, but instead of rushing, he paused. He smiled and took a deep breath. The silence that followed didn't feel like failure. It felt like control. The audience leaned in. They felt his calm, steady, confident, powerful. When the speech ended, there was a heartbeat of silence. Then applause erupted. Ahil smiled, not out of pride, but out of peace. For the first time in his life, he didn't care about winning or losing. He had learned something far more valuable, that calm isn't the absence of pressure, it's mastery over it. He walked off stage lighter than he'd ever felt, like he'd finally dropped the weight he'd been carrying. Pressure never disappears. It waits for all of us in exams, deadlines, relationships, and moments that matter most. But calm is a skill, a choice, a quiet act of courage that you practice every day. When your heart races and your thoughts spiral, remember this: you are not the panic. You are the space between it and your response. Take a breath, pause, and let calmness be your strength, because under pressure, stillness speaks louder than fear. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who's struggling to stay calm. And remember, calm isn't found. It's practiced every single day. Take a breath. You've got this.